marching band. And here they are, the California University of Pennsylvania cheerleaders. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to present to you this year's parade marshal, Scott Carpenter, one of the original 7 Mercury astronauts. Following Scott, the president of California University, John Pierce Watkins, and his lovely wife, Carol. The chairwoman of the Council of Trustees, Mrs. Judy Ansel. Also from the Council of Trustees, Mrs. Donna Areski. And the newest member to the Council of Trustees, our student member, Miss Michelle Zecki.
You might know what kind of car this is? Ford?
In a lovely antique Ford, Congressman Austin J. Murphy.
Okay, your first float is coming down now.
A 1929 antique Chevy.
What's the first float?
Plymouth Rock, AKL.
Warren Shepik, president of the Mon Valley region of the American Association of Antique Cars. The theme of this year's parade is historic events. You will notice that our homecoming queen and court are dressed in period costumes. The halftime ceremony at the football game will reflect the theme, as well as the floats in today's parade are to reflect that theme of historic events. Here's the first float, sponsored by Alpha Kappa Lambda and Sigma 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 of Plymouth Rock. Alpha Kappa Lambda, Sigma Sigma Sigma, their float, Plymouth Rock. How about a nice round of applause for one fine-looking float? Uh-oh, we've got movement.
Are we back on the queue now?
The ship has landed at Plymouth Rock. Once again, a round of applause. AKL Tri-Sig. Their float entry, Plymouth Rock. Okay, could we have the homecoming queen court please slow down? And now, ladies and gentlemen, our 1986 California University of Pennsylvania homecoming queen, Miss Claudia Varega.
Ooh, she's hot today. She's wearing
Here comes Mike.
Members of the 1986 homecoming court. First off, Barb Grippo. She's escorted by Mr. Chris Cantelme. Also from the court, Miss Gretchen Tomasitz. She's escorted by Mr. John B. Quinn. Member of the homecoming court, Miss Donna Todero and her escort, Gregory Schmidt. And finally, Margie Williams from the 1986 homecoming court. Her escort, Mr. Michael Crawford. Immediately behind the homecoming court is the Laurel Highlands Junior High School Band. Pretty. How about a round of applause, the 1986 Laurel Highlands Junior High School Band.
Excalibur. Choir.
Here is our next float entry, sponsored by the University Band and Choir. The float entitled Excalibur. A nice round of applause for the University Band and Choir entry into the float competition. Their float entitled Excalibur. Directly behind the float, the Mayor of the Borough of California, Joe Dochinez, and our representative from the legislature, Mr. Pete Daly.
Hey, what's up, Paul?
And now we have
Honorary fraternity. This is Charlie Talbert.
okay, from Alpha Psi Omega, the honorary theater fraternity on campus, their banner and costume entries. This year, the California University Alumni Association presents a float, the Statue of Liberty. We have various members of the Alumni Association walking beside the float, including their president, Dr. Roger Angelelli. From our country companion, AM 1130 WASP Radio, the Bee.
You're taking our game away. I'm sorry. California Soccer Association.
A fine group of young ladies and gentlemen. The California Area Soccer Association.
Well, you're standing right next to each other. Take off the goddamn headsets.
If I were not mistaken, that clown looks very familiar. Perhaps it's Mr. Gene Suscalo, chairman of the music department at California University. From Roscoe, our friends down the river, the Roscoe Volunteer Fire Department. The Roscoe Volunteer Fire Company and their chief, Tom Wilkinson. How about a nice round of applause for these volunteers who give so much to their communities? Last year's homecoming queen from California University, Miss Tracy Stone.
All right, welcome back. We're here live from
Members of her court, Gina Jaslow, Sue Nifkowski, Lynn Herutke, and Duana Tyler. A banner entry, Striving for Unity, sponsored by the Black League and the Young and Gifted Gospel Choir. Nice round of applause for a fine banner. How about it? Next, we have a car and some marchers from the Vietnam Veterans of Fayette County Incorporated. Next, we have 2 units from Citizens Ambulance Service of California. Another fine group of community-minded volunteers. Behind them, from California Area High School, the Trojan Marching Band. You gonna stop? You gonna stop? round of applause, the California Area High School Trojan Marching Band. From California Area High School, the 1986 California High School homecoming queen, Kristen Watson.
And people are still hanging out of the windows on the rooftops. We're here live in the middle of downtown California. We're going to wrap it up and send it back down to good old Ken Garrett.
Let's hear some more hot wax. Come on, Ken.
Mr. Blasio from the California Area High School homecoming court.
Yeah, that's what I saw coming up. These young high school girls are hot.
How about a round of applause for the rest of the California Area High School homecoming court?
When they're dirty, we're just talking to the guy back in the studio. Thank you, yeah. Well, I used to. I know this one on the end of the she's in the middle of Holland. How are you doing?
The 1986 California Area High School homecoming queen and her court.
They have these walleyes. You know, they obviously do not. How can they stand up? Ken, do you like this? Oh my, since Carpenter's here, the moonwalk.
Our next float entry, sponsored by Delta Sigma Phi and Theta Phi Alpha, the Eagle has landed.
Just a little bit further.
Once again, the Eagle has landed. Sponsored by Delta Sigma Phi and Theta Phi Alpha. How about a nice round of applause for a fine float here tonight? From the California Area Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Melvin Harris and Michelle Herron.
What's the hold up here?
Okay, and now we have a favorite here each year in the California University Homecoming Parade, the Martinettes of the Bell Vernon area. They were formed in 1968. Last year, the group participated in 17 parades, out of which 9 were considered competitive. The Martinettes received first place in all 9 of these parades. In the past 14 years, the Martinettes have been Fayette County Firemen's champion 9 times. This year, the Martinettes consist of about 80 girls and boys who are in the direction of Kathy Martin Savarino. This year she is assisted by Mark Mutich and Joe Janata, drum instructors, and Vicky Hicksonbaugh, majorettes and silks. The head senior feature is Laureen Paftis. Laurie is 17 years old and has been with the group for 12 years. She was the 1982 Novice Miss Majorette of the East. Laurie is 1984 Advanced Miss Holiday Majorette, and she is the Belle Vernon area head feature twirler.
It certainly is, we're having a lot of fun.
The senior feature is Alice Wasselchalk. Alice is 15 years old and holds 7 Pennsylvania state titles. She is in her 11th year twirling with the Martinettes. Alice was 4th runner-up in the 1984 Advanced Preteen Miss Majorette of Pennsylvania. Recently, she was chosen as a Belle Vernon area majorette. The junior feature is Donna Pendo. Donna is 13 years old and in her 7th marching season with the group. She was the 1982 Pennsylvania State two-baton champ for her age division. Donna is the 1984 Advanced Junior Miss Holiday Majorette. The junior feature is Donna Wasselchak. Donna is 10 years old and in her 6th year twirling with the Martinettes. She already holds several queen titles and was 2nd runner-up in the 1983 Novice Miss Majorette of Pennsylvania. Our sophomore feature is Heather Bernard. Heather is 8 years old. This is her 3rd season with the Martinettes. She has been taking private lessons for 2.5 years. In the fall, she will be entering the 3rd grade at North Belle Vernon Elementary School. Let's have a nice round of applause for the Martinettes of Belle Vernon area. Let's give these kids a nice round of applause. How about it? People. Ladies and gentlemen, please move back off the road. You're getting a little tight for the marchers to come by. Please move back off the roadway. How about that? The Martinettes of Belle Vernon. Nice round of applause. The Martinettes of the Belle Vernon area. Champions in their own right. The Martinettes of the Belle Vernon area, some fine, young, very young ladies. Continuing with our feature of emergency service units. From the California Area Volunteer Fire Department, 2 nice-looking units. Their chief is Mr. Tom Hartley, Jr. Once again, how about a nice round of applause, the California Volunteer Fire Department. Directed by Donna Fox and Robert Dell, the Peters Township High School Marching Band. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the Peters Township High School Marching Band. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Once again, how about a round of applause, the Peters Township High School Marching Band, under the direction of Donna Fox and Robert Dell.
I don't know who the first ones are.
I'm Eric Scott along with Eric.
Fine, how about a round of applause for the Redskin cheerleaders? The Washington Township Redskin cheerleaders. From St. Jerome, the Jaguar cheerleaders. How about a round of applause for both the Washington Township Redskins and the St. Jerome Jaguar cheerleaders? And now we'll have a cheer from St. Jerome. How about a round of applause, the St. Jerome Jaguar cheerleaders? Come on, folks, let's show them how we appreciate their efforts.
And we'd like to thank Father Nikolai and
Tanker 90 from Washington Township Volunteer Fire Company. Fine piece of equipment. The Washington Township Volunteer Fire Company, on behalf of Channel 29 of the Student Association, would like to thank the Washington Township Volunteer Fire Company for the use of their snorkel truck, which you see down near the Gallatin Bank building, which we are using to film today's game, parade actually.
I'll tell you what that is the flight of. That is the flight of the football going over the goalpost for the Vulcans this afternoon when we take on Slippery Rock / better known as Sloppy Pebble.
By the way, the next thing that this parade is, of course, historical events. One historical event, the flight of men, of course, the Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur.
From Delta Chi and Alpha Sigma Tau, we're going to fly over Slippery Rock.
Okay. Yeah.
How about a round of applause for Delta Chi Alpha Sigma Tau and they're flying over Slippery Rock float entry today.
Come down there, there are people all along the street, people hanging out of the windows, people on the rooftops.
And now we have in two little miniature cars, Nicole Rudy and Patrick McMahon. And now presenting from West Green High School, the Pioneer Marching Band.
And here comes the West Pioneer Band. You beat them already. There's so much excitement. Distracted.
Let's have a round of applause, the West Green Pioneer Marching Band. Their director is Ron Gesso. From the Brownsville Ambulance Service Incorporated, 2 units, their rescue unit and mobile intensive care unit. The Brownsville Area Ambulance Service. Little over. the 1986 Brownsville Community Days Queen, Miss Kim Kishel. And we have another cheerleader group here, the Brownsville area varsity and junior varsity cheerleaders. They're directed by California's own Mrs. Linda Matty. And a round of applause for the Brownsville varsity and junior varsity cheerleading squads. How about a fine-looking antique Cadillac, as well as a Chrysler Imperial, carrying our friends from the United Way of Mon Valley, Jerry Dill and Cheryl Shaughnessy. Also from the American Lebanese and Syrian Association, their president, Malik Francis. Another float entry sponsored by the Mutts, Longenecker and Clyde Dorm, as well as Phi Alpha Psi. The Gold Rush is the theme. How about a round of applause for one fine-looking float entry from Mutts, Longenecker, Clyde, and Phi Alpha Psi. One more round of applause. Longenecker, Mutts, Clyde, Phi Alpha Psi, their float entry, the Gold Rush. Here's another favorite each year in the homecoming parade from the Syria Shrine, the Camel Wheels. Please stand back, kids, because this is sure to be an exciting show.
Sending it back down to Ken Garrett and Lewis, the forward owners. Welcome back, Ken. Okay, Ken, listen. On behalf of everybody and myself, and most of the general public, I'd like to say thank you very much for seeing you week.
How about a round of applause, the Syria Shrine Camel Wheels. A fine display of driving skills. Don't try that at home, boys and girls.
I'll try that. It's time for and have
While we have a break in the action here, I'd like to introduce some of our judges doing the judging for today's float competitions. For the California University Float Competition, please rise as your name is called. Mr. Paul Battellini from Battellini Graphics in Fredericktown, PA. How about a nice round of applause for Paul? From WESA Radio, their news director, Cliff Gorski. From WASP Radio, Miss Joyce Smith. Judging for the California Area Chamber of Commerce this year, from Pittsburgh National Bank, Mrs. Virginia Stringer. And from Miller's Supply, Mrs. Ella Miller. Judging for the band competition, Mr. Robert Cameron and Mr. Dean Streeter. How about a nice round of applause for our judges? We'd like to also acknowledge WVCS FM 92 doing live broadcast here from the parade route. Yeah. Eric and Digger from the famed Eric and Digger Morning Show, as well as Eric Scott.
People are looking our way like we have AIDS or something.
You mean we do?
I thought we did. We have to smile on the TV, yeah! That's good, they're happy. That's good.
Who's Wendy? Who's Wendy?
Oh, that's me,
Put a piece of us hand on the first game too, so we get that shut down. They're taking hostages again. We've lost all control.
Take it off. Why don't you announce, Barry? Why not announce that they bring them up?
Okay, we'd like to present to you at this time Barbara's Dancing School. We'd also like to present at this time the 1986 Miss Dancing Deb, Jennifer Vusick from Barbara's Dancing School. How about a round of applause for all the fine ladies from Barbara's Dancing School?
Your pal Eric Scott, the man behind the top 30 countdown. You're wondering who they are. Yes, he does the top 30 countdown, and the other guys that make up the top 30 countdown make the music, except he's calling sick. Yeah, last week it was 3 days a week.
Out in front of us now, we have Barbara's Great Dancing.
They are dead.
Come on, folks, let's show some appreciation to the girls from Barbara's Dancing School.
And as I said before, the sun's trying to peek through. There are people lined up all over the streets. Mr. Weatherman has been nice to us and said, no rain.
Lost.
We do not have rain.
Lost.
And it's not that cold. And the worst thing is
You're about 70. It should be about 15 more.
Well, he's been lost for quite a while.
Once again, Barbara's Dancing School, and look at that fine display of gymnastics. And now we have Dana Giles, the 1986 national team debutante, and Josette Reagan, the 1986 national talent winner from Barbara's Dancing School. From Chartiers Houston High School, their 1986 homecoming queen, Miss Shelley Mara. The California area Brownie and Girl Scout troops, as well as from the California area, Cub and Boy Scouts. Sergeant Harris has his Boy Scouts marching in step. A nice round of applause for the California area Brownie and Girl Scouts, the California area Cub and Boy Scouts. From Charleroi, Cub Scout and Boy Scout troops. Troop 1401 from Mon Valley. From our neighbors up the river, the West Brownsville Volunteer Fire Company. From the West Brownsville Volunteer Fire Company, 2 fine units. And now our next marching band in the junior high school category, the Point Marion Junior High School Marching Band. Let's give them a round of applause to get them started here. How about it? Come on, let's give it to them. They're directed by Nelson Fox. Ho-ho! Look over here on the sidelines. An appearance by Santa himself, Santa Claus. The Point Marion Junior High School Marching Band and cheerleaders. Let's give them a round of applause. Come on, folks.
Okay, welcome back to this is the 1986
The truck broke down. Mush! These folks are not going to let a little bit of mechanical difficulty get them down. From Delta Zeta and Theta Xi, their float entry, Ben Franklin, electricity. How about a round of applause as they struggle to get their float moving? Delta Zeta and Theta Xi. From the Brownsville Area School District, cheerleaders from Cox Donahue. Let's give them a nice round of applause. A California welcome to the Cox Donahue cheerleaders. How about it? From Washington High School, their 1986 homecoming queen, Barbie Johnson. Once again, let's give a California round of applause. Let's show them how we do it for Barbie Johnson. From the Allison Volunteer Fire Department of Redstone Township, their engine entry. Once again, from the Brownsville Area School District, the Colonial Elementary cheerleaders.
I bet you they thanked you real nicely, didn't they? Yes, they did. Thank you, guys. Oh, yeah. Where's those guys up there? Are you here to do the news? You do the news? No news today. Here it is the day off.
This float is sponsored by the California Association of Industrial Arts and Technology and Alpha Phi Omega the Battle of the Little Bighorn. How about a nice round of applause? These folks put a lot of time, effort, and energy into constructing these floats.
One of the nicest floats I've seen today. And the Indians are representing California.
Okay, judges, let me know. Okay,
I'm Eric Scott.
Let's give them a nice round of applause. The Battle of the Little Bighorn, the CAIAT and Alpha Phi Omega. From Bethlehem Center School District, the Beth Center High School Marching Band, directed by Mr. John Crosco.
Back to you, Ken. The Beth Center High School Marching Band. Let's give them a nice round of applause. The 1986 Beth Center High School Homecoming Queen, Miss Gina Power.
And I'll tell you what, though, we were glad to be here to make the highlight, because it was a great parade.
What do you say about that? 2 o'clock is a high school game. I'm a high school race. University of California University of Locations take on the Circle Rockets.
And we don't care if we just come on down and see you there.
A vehicle entry from Mr. John Vittanti.
Call out, folks. Hey, it's nice outside. It's not that cold.
Let's hope it holds out for the game. We're up at 92 minutes.
Wait, let's hold on.
He comes every year.
Sorry, but I was just going to give it a rest.
For the 1986 Carmichael's Area High School Homecoming Queen, Pamela Jo Yorick. Let's give Pam a nice round of applause. fine antique car.
There was this guy, a nationally known sports hero. And then I got busted. As a result of my lust for cocaine,
I was totally out of control, and I didn't even realize it. That's what's crazy about cocaine. I had a beautiful family, a big house in the suburbs, everything I wanted. Then I got into cocaine, and I almost lost it all.
I was crazy from cocaine. I couldn't live without it. That wasn't me. It was somebody else.
It's a lie that cocaine's not addictive. I didn't choose to be an addict. Quitting cocaine was... One night, my heart freaked out. I thought I was going to die. I risked my health, jail, and the people who loved me.
some of you know exactly what I'm talking about because you're taking the exact same ride.
Anyone tells you cocaine's not addictive, they lie.
Cocaine, the big lie. Call 1-800-662-HELP.
Last year, the federal government wasted $600 million maintaining obsolete computers. It wasted $25 million on duplicate mailings and paid out over $5 billion in mistaken benefits. You'd think in all the years of man's development, we'd have learned by now how tragic it is to waste something you worked so hard to get. For more information on how your hard-earned tax dollars are being spent, call Citizens Against Government Waste, 1-800-USA-DEBT.